Welcome to the Nova Workforce CCMA orientation. First of all, congratulations on your decision to pursue the Clinical Medical Assistant certification through Nova Workforce. Before beginning the class, please complete all of this orientation and consider if you are ready or not for this rigorous program. Review the core performance standards and ask yourself, am I physically, emotionally, and mentally prepared to be successful in this class and career? It is suggested that you take notes during this orientation, especially for items that are of interest or important to you. Students must attend 90% of the course to pass. There are 140 total hours of class time for this program. Every minute you are late after the start of class time will be written on the attendance sheet and totaled. Please arrange your schedule to allow for traffic delays and weather. There is no distinction between excused and unexcused absences. Either way, they count against the 90% of necessary time in the class. It is still a good idea to let the teacher know about any absences that may come up. When you have reached 7 hours of missed class time, you will be sent an academic warning letter. When you have reached 14 hours of missed class time, you will be dismissed from the program. If you are a Fast Forward or FANTIC grant recipient, which means you paid 1/3 of the cost of the program, or you paid 20% of the 1/3, and you are dropped from the program due to absences or any disciplinary reason, the result will be your final obligation to pay an additional 1/3 of the total cost of the program back to the Commonwealth of Virginia. Please refer to your financial agreement. 100% of your grade will be an average of all of your quizzes and assignments. In order to pass the course and sit for the National Certification Test, you must have a 70% class average. You will receive an email and printed academic warning letter when your average falls below a 70% from the program director. There are several expectations for the student. Students are expected to arrive for class on time. Students are expected to have a proficiency in reading, writing, and speaking clear English. If this is a concern for you, you can always talk with the Nova Workforce counselors, also known as the career coaches. We will have that information later in this orientation. Students will follow the rules and regulations of the facility. No student shall disrupt the class or interfere with the session or the learning of other students. Students will clean up their learning environment and skills lab after use. Students must inform instructors when they are not comfortable with or confident in their ability to perform a skill. The instructor will be the student's contact for all academic questions or concerns. Regarding what to wear, you will be required to wear plain basic scrubs of any color in this course, to include pants and a top. You will be required to wear a watch with a second hand. You will be required to purchase your own stethoscope. These items will be required by the first day of class on your second week. Reasonable disability accommodations. Request must be initiated by the student. Documentation for eligibility must be current, preferably within the last 3 years. The age of acceptable documentation is dependent on the disabling condition, the current status of the student, and the student's specific request for accommodations. Students may be required to resubmit this documentation each semester to allow for review of continuing eligibility accommodations. Please review the handbook for further information. To apply for accommodations, please visit this website. Conduct is taken very seriously. By enrolling at NOVA, a student accepts its policies and procedures and acknowledges the right of NOVA to take action, up to and including suspension or expulsion in response to misconduct. It is a student's responsibility to become familiar with the Student Code of Conduct. Lack of awareness is no excuse for noncompliance with NOVA's policies and procedures. The Student Conduct Policy can be found here at this website. Students enrolling in the college assume an obligation to conduct themselves in a manner that is civil and compatible with a college's function as an educational institution. The College Handbook outlines an expected code of conduct for every NOVA student. This information may be found here at this website. The Academic Integrity Policy may be found here. Please take the time to become familiar with the policies and procedures of the school. This is a rigorous program. All students must know that it is an academically rigorous course. Please make sure that you have the time and commitment available to be successful. There is a minimum of at least 15 hours of studying per week outside of class. So make sure you have that time set aside. There may be a few class times where the instructor will have a non-instructional day during particularly heavy content weeks. You will not need to meet in the classroom, but still have your assignments to complete and turn in on that day. Your instructor will let you know when. Your instructor will be available via email for help during that time. Internet access, remember, is critical, and you should be sure you have it before enrolling in this program. There's an optional externship. What is it? In short, it is an unpaid shadowing experience. The purpose is to gain more hands-on experience in the medical community prior to employment. Some medical practices have students observe before they get hands-on. Some practices have you jump in on day one. Every practice is different. The externship is also your time to shine. Practice your skills. Be confident and use the opportunity as if you were auditioning for a job. Many times students are hired at the extern location, but that is not the goal of the externship. Start early. Start updating or creating a resume. This is a requirement to participate in the externship. Remember, after it, make sure you add that to your resume along with your new certifications. If you need resume help, please email the Student Success Counselor coaches for help. You can sign up for them at the end of this orientation. More details will be explained on the very first day of class. Please read the handbook and have your questions ready. You will be given a due date for your documentation. All right, the certification exam and AHA BLS. During the course, you'll be taking the AHA BLS course. On the last day of course, you will sit for the national examination to earn the credential CCMA. More details will be provided in the handbook and in class on the very first day. Testing. There will be no makeups for missed tests or quizzes. You will receive a 0. All books, bags, and backpacks will be moved to the front of the room. All cell phones will be turned off and put away in the front of the room. When time is up, you may pick up your items when the instructor gives the direction. Finally, there is an opportunity to receive coaching from one of our counselors. You may opt into the program in the below questionnaire. You can also email us at any time, novaworkforce@nvcc.edu, for advice or questions that may be of help. You may receive, if you sign up, invites for special career boosting information. We can help with interview preparation, searching for a job, and more. We can communicate through email, phone, in person, or through instant message. You can request an in-person meeting if necessary. You can drop the program at any time, or if we do not hear from you for many months at a time, we may drop you from the program as well.